Hello everyone, welcome to episode 3 of my Latari Elves player journal. This one is going to feature a battle report between myself and Aaron. I ran the Latari Elf list from last episode, which was Elena of Summer Song with a Pack Leader Spear and Ambush Predator. That lets to be the guided missile I was kind of talking about. He's trying to get in the round 3 onwards and hammer something with all of those extra lethal hits. Then we have 2 units of Deepwood Archers, both having 6 trays each. Both of them have got Frontline Amhaline Scions and Rank Discipline. Finally, rounding out the list, we have a big block of 6 trays of Linux Riders, and they have Raven Tabards, Metered March, and Moment of Inspiration. Aaron was playing Lord Hawthorne with a Shield of Magaroth and Might of Daqan, so it's the Stop Hitting Yourself version. You hit him in combat, he does his defense back to you, and he's got extra defense, so you're taking 4 wounds every time you hit him in combat. Then he had a unit of Spearmen with 4 trays. They had a Citadel Weapons Master, a Fire Rune and Trumpets. Fire Rune giving them a little bit of range threat, but nothing too crazy. He also had 2 units of Oathsworn Cavalry, both of which were the same, both 4 trays, Mastercrafted Weapons, Raven Tabards and Rank Discipline, with Hawthorne obviously letting them deploy 4 wide. The Rank Discipline gives them a reroll they're going to need, and they'll just hit like a truck. And finally, for a bit of activation advantage, a Rune Golem for deployment shenanigans. And moving on to the game, as you can see, we're playing head-to-head with Confluence of Magic as a scenario. We used some of the new terrain from the Elf expansion, which was the totem thing in the centre and the brambly thicket thing on the left-hand side. I did deploy balanced across my deployment zone and then redeployed my Lynx Riders using the ability. Aaron basically lined up to run straight at me. I was a little bit surprised on his positioning for the rear unit of cavalry, but it's fine. Works out okay in the end. Pretty obvious what his plan is. Get in my face and beat me up. My problem is going to be if I can stall him long enough to do enough damage with the archers and how much carrying Olana does. So there we go. First turn, Lord Hawthorne blows some trumpets. And yeah, trumpets for everybody. Not a lot else happens. Pretty standard start to a RuneWars game. And then for myself, I do a mistake with the DAO because I've not used the list before. Nothing too cheaty. And my trumpets sound as well.
I always forget Raven Tabards.
No. So these guys are going to wall the horn.
Oh, and you also need to put down your overgrowth if you have anything that uses
I
it.
don't believe I have any overgrowth because it's the support ones that do it.
Okay.
And we shift.
I again don't know what they actually do.
When I find the correct template.
They're shifting.
Yes.
Right. You go off the back. Yeah. You can also get rid of these now. They don't really matter.
And these guys the horn.
And blow some more trumpets, shift backwards.
They shoot on 5.
This one I feel was a mistake. I'm going to summarise it later in the game. I don't want to give too many spoilers. I think I played it a bit too cagey in the start. Missed out on quite a bit of shooting, but it was my first game with the Elves and I've not played that many games at 200 points anyway. So Aaron goes with his rune belt finally.
Rotate them. If you have anything else, you can go ahead and do it.
I've got a 7.
Shifts and twizzles. I suppose I could use correct terminology. I'm not gonna.
I think it has to.
Then Olana does a massive 4 move and twist. I'm trying to set up the flank here.
Then she gets a twist.
And my cavalry is going to shift as well.
These guys are blowing the horn and shifting.
Okay. So much posturing.
Yeah.
I'll be looking forward to when units come out that actually do mess with. I think.
Then we go into planning phase. I'm pretty happy with how everything turned out here. No massive pressure on me. So again, Aaron gets to go first with Lord Hawthorne. Aaron did have initiative turn 1, I have initiative turn 2. So even numbered turns is initiative for the elves. Just running out of inspiration tokens.
Yeah.
A modifier cannot take you beyond the template that exists.
Yes. Yeah.
So
you go to the next closest one
Yeah.
of the same direction.
okay. Do you mind what I change this?
Go right ahead.
It was just clarifying a rule though, you should have heard it briefly on the sound. Just making sure
So
that
threes.
I'm playing by the correct rules. Aaron was pretty, well, we're both pretty laid back about the game, to be honest. It was his first go against the elves, and we're both just trying to get stuff correct. So, with knights move forwards.
You said did you not start the trajectory going at 2 yet?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, they are too. Brave and
And boost up their armor.
Right. Yes, there. That was a good call. Again, I always forget that card exists. So.
That's threes, fours,
No fours. Not even with Raven Tabards.
fives.
Nope.
I pre-measured and I'm out of range for shooting, which is the mistake I was talking about. I probably could have advanced further forwards and had shots this round, but I was silly and moved backwards.
Yeah, that's
But
something that's
live and learn.
been kind of weird to get into the habit too. Is for the
So
numbers
I
you actually do have
completely
in the first year, so
misuse
say it for
my Lynx Riders here. I planned to do metered march to make sure I could get exactly where I needed to be, but I just completely mess it up. I know about what Aaron's going to do next turn, and I just completely have a blank here. So I use metered march and then decide against it, move forwards, and basically I should have held my position, but I didn't. So that's where I end up.
So the video I did today, I did say that I think that is going to be one of the best cards in the game.
I think it's probably just because I've mostly been playing these guys who basically just want to smash into stuff. I haven't seen all that big of a use for it yet, but I'm sure that with the right units I'll be convinced. I also
So that was sixes.
Yeah, so 6 for me.
Oh, Aaron with the stupidly wide unit of cavalry gets to just jump into the terrain here. Because of the wording on it, cause 1 damage, but it doesn't get through his armor, so he's fine to sit in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other 6s for you.
No over sixes. That's 7.
Not wanting to engage too early with that line here, so I'll move it back. It's going to give me until, well, she'll be in combat turn 3 now, so a first attack's going to have lethal 6. And then to stop Aaron getting the charge on me, which might have been a mistake, I'm not sure. I wanted to make sure he was stuck in there, so that Olania's charge would definitely land.
Okay.
So I engage him.
So shifting into contact, that'll give you
I think I could have played it slightly differently, but it's fine. I'm happy enough with how it turns out. So
So my 2 8s.
and a rune golem for Aaron goes and picks up one of the tokens. Doesn't give him any victory points, but will let him recast the runes if need be. placement here is very important.
Yeah, looks about right. Okay, and then these guys.
And his spearman block just marches forwards to start trying to threaten my elves on the right flank. Into turn 3, we are back onto Aaron's initiative.
Any twos?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, sorry, I have two. So Raven Tabards. So this is a sneaky trick that I learned. So
this
bring
was
that
my
down to
mistake
1.
here. I worked out that he could not
essentially
charge me.
into you. I just
And then I didn't consider what I'd just done to his knights of just walking into them.
Yeah.
It was a massive mistake and waste a full turn of anything for Lynx Riders. That's probably my biggest mistake of the
So
game.
we both failed charge, so you also get a panic. Awesome. I learned that a few games ago. It's fairly useful.
That's why I needed to shoot them first to remove a modifier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I can also still get rid of the tokens with that. Okay. So any other twos for you?
No other twos.
Then his cavalry swings at my archers.
So engaging with your archers.
Yeah.
It's just the regular.
With his reroll.
So I get 1 reroll.
And kills a giant's worth of
So
them.
that will be. Do I have to reroll them all at once, or can I?
Just
You
explain
get one
how
instance of
rerolls
rerolls per...
Okay, so it has to be all at
Yeah.
once. Okay, so that is 8 damage, and I only have non-surge, so can't use anything else with that.
It's 8
and
dead?
I'll trigger 2 panic tokens.
8 damage, you said?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And the one I forgot to take off from last round.
Okay,
And then 2 panic cards.
Spends his 2 panic tokens
So 2 panic tokens, I
to
guess.
put
Just
2
recycle
panic
them.
tokens on me.
Yeah.
Alright. 3's for
Then
you.
Yeah.
Alana goes into combat and hopefully is going to wreck face.
And murders all of the horses.
So adding in 1 lethal damage to start is 1 dead knight. Adding in another 6 damage from the spear and the turn 3 charge will give her another 3 dead. It would be 3, he did boost his defense, so I'm only going to be killing 3 before the dice rolls.
2 panic onto them. I'm sure you'll spend those right away.
I hope so. I will reroll this one.
Does she have yeah, she has persist.
Can't get the reroll, so
That's
kill 4 I think on that attack.
So that is
3 damage, which is
9 damage and a mortal wound.
okay. So 4 die.
If only she was like brutal a million,
You picked the
it
trade
would
you
be
had
horrible.
damage to. Doesn't really matter because they're in
They're
terrain.
in terrain,
So.
yeah, so...
Yeah, it doesn't matter where the trays come from because it's in terrain anyway.
So they do probably survive this turn.
Nope.
Okay. So my 4.
Then spearman move perfectly into range for my archers.
And then they increase their defense by 1.
Yeah.
4's for you.
Nope.
We don't have any 5s high.
So my shooting comes off now.
Here to here. So...
They held the shields up, so now at defense 2. So I've got to do well. I think the average damage I've been getting from these units is about 6
What's the
damage.
second route?
is it
Yeah.
A lack of
precise and
real
Oh, they have
surges
precise,
to be able
and
to
they've got
do
precise upgrade
extra
as well.
Yeah.
So I get
damage
3
is
reroll.
pretty hard on them, but I think at the points value they sit at, they are good enough.
And I'll reroll this one again.
So yeah, just lots of discussing about random
And you
crap
gotta choose
there.
which tray.
This tray. And I will...
And I
send it
get
on
3 of them.
shift.
Which is vitally important to what happens this round. I needed to not kill a full tray.
Let's just shift 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
And Lord Hawthorne stuck at the back. He's got room to manoeuvre, but it's not great.
Sixes.
Forgot how unmaneuverable he is.
Okay. Then finally is Rune Golem.
Nope.
Sevens.
Nope.
Okay.
And he's just
I
out.
doubt it.
It's a bit of a blessing. Gives me a chance to not just die horribly next turn, because he out-initiatives me on his attack.
So I missed that charge.
I just massively misplayed those Lynx Riders. I feel pretty bad for them, but hey-ho.
So it's all you. Mine's a 9.
No, my Archer's attacking at a 9 in combat. Should have taken the close order shooting. Let me shoot in combat against the unit I'm engaged with. Would have been a lot better for me. It would have massively helped this game, but I knew it would. I think I said in episode 2 how much better it would have been for me. But what can you do? You play with the list you made, and I'm glad that the things I summarised were about correct. There were a couple of times in this game where I used all of the rerolls available to the archers and still didn't get what I needed. So I don't think that extra reroll's that important.
Nothing here, nothing here.
Especially when you compare it to being able to attack at initiative 5 in combat rather than 9.
Turn 4 it comes.
And then on to turn 4.
Oh no, fires on the go again.
We have our dial set.
Twos.
And this is where it starts to feel like it's going to go wrong.
Yeah, it's hard to get out of that habit.
Miss Summer Song goes first. Needs to kill this unit this turn.
Dice rolls now.
Yeah.
Adding in a lethal.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry,
It's at least one
it's not
dead.
called a lethal, is
One
it?
dead from the attack anyway.
The deadly one. A mortal wound, that's what I'm
That
thinking.
kills the second.
Oh, god damn it! I forgot she just adds
I
the
was
Then
saying
moves the
straight on,
unit.
so all dead.
Okay.
Which regenerates.
I got enough surges to be able to surge for the damage I
If this
needed.
card's exhausted,
And then
anyone
I
engagement
reactivate
is
my
destroyed,
instant
ready
spear
is card
because the unit I was in combat with is destroyed, so it read his game.
Okay. Well, gets rid of all those. Alright, so my
And then this is the one here. Aaron's massively wide unit of cavalry. Threat 4 is scary as crap when he's rolling 2 red dice.
Yeah, actually that's no, actually, because Master
Oh
Graphics, so
dear.
I can add on 2 extra damage. So,
16 damage
16
later.
damage.
And you can see how much that was enjoyable.
So you got any more threes? I'm out of threes.
These guys were 3s if they're dead. No other 3s for me.
4.
Yeah.
So they roll 2 blues,
2 blue
a
and
red,
red.
and I'm going to exhaust the thing to give me a white, sorry.
Is that moment of inspiration?
Yeah.
Okay. Forgot they had that.
I use my moment of inspiration to add in a white die. Don't think it's
So
going to save
you don't
them,
have
but
any
you
more
know,
ranks, so
we do as much damage as we
you're not
can.
Precise.
No. You've got no character in there, so it is just
8
2
damage.
force. Yeah, 8 damage.
Which will they have
You
1 on
shoot
top of
it,
that,
yeah.
so you kill 2. I guess it doesn't matter too, because they'll slide back into
Yeah.
the thing.
Nowhere near.
Okay. For me,
Rune
charge
Golem
in
gets
10.
in.
Yeah.
So max there. I'll add in. Can I borrow a red for flanking? Thank you.
And handily butchers the rest of the unit.
For 9 damage. Do they? Oh yeah, you did that. Oh, and also I get a panic card left here from that, which discard all boons. So these two go away. Okay.
Yeah. 5s.
Sorry, still,
Then the
still
spearmen
4s.
don't charge me.
So trumpets does not reduce the speed.
Does woot for
Does not let the
trumpets.
speed be reduced.
Oh crap, yeah.
Not
So
being
this might actually
slowed
be
massively
bad, 'cause I
costs
can't do a
Aaron this
1.
game.
Yep, so I hit the edge.
This is one of the reasons why
So not
the
quite what I
wide
wanted,
units do
but-
become a problem. I think if I were to set this spearman block up too wide, and just in a normal formation, I think that they would have been much more effective. It's easy to get drawn into the Hawthorne's ability, letting you get a threat 4 unit relative, well, extremely cheap for a threat 4 unit.
So they cannot move forwards anymore.
I think
They
for
have
the
to
cavalry,
have to
do that every time. For the spearman block, I think it would have been much better served for him to have been 2x2,
and I really
just
hate
have the
wording just doing
maneuverability.
that.
It's not going to be there to
So we
do
will
massive damage, but I think with Hawthorne, RuneWars, and these 2 units of cavalry,
Sorry,
it
cavalry.
should be enough for it to just support. So the archer unit is shooting at the cavalry.
That was from my guys who are dead.
The million rerolls incoming. So first reroll is because I have ranks, and I get plenty.
For 6 wounds, and the 2 dead.
Okay, which 2?
We'll take
Right.
these 2.
Do enough damage to kill 2, and then I
Shift
slide to the left, away from those
Which
spearmen.
for an action is not worth it.
I want to try and concentrate fire over on the knights, so I want to move away from the spearmen. I don't know that I needed to really, but it was more if Aaron did like a bank, it was going to get him out of my range or out of
You
my
can
arc,
refresh
so I wanted to
one
keep
card,
that
or
arc
you
to
can, if you
focus
don't
on
refresh
that unit
anything,
of
then you can
cavalry.
take an inspiration token. Either discards all boons or negative tokens that you have.
We are going to go.
I need to shift out of contact with the terrain, stop killing myself.
This way. Takes me off that terrain.
Yeah,
So I want to keep some of them alive.
ideally.
And that's it.
Okay. Have you been keeping track of the rounds?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was doing it for that speed.
Alright.
And then we go to turn 5.
Okay.
He gets an inspiration token.
Yes. Again, not that I'll ever spend all of these. Now I get all the good things.
You can see I'm expecting some shooting to come from Aaron's spearman unit with those runes, but Anya jumps into a terrain.
For me. So.
Cavalry does burst forwards,
Two
and
straight.
then he's trying to find
Another
his
2,
2.
which should put them in. Where's my 2? Should come in. Maybe not. Okay.
Stops him just short. So no contact there. It's really good for me.
Okay, that's unfortunate. Shooting.
So this unit is going to go first, just in case. No. So you can't see this unit now.
We
Yeah.
did get out of
so you can
the
either-
I'll
second unit
go for
batches.
the rune
So
god.
I'm going to shoot. I'm trying to decide if it's worth even having a go at Hawthorne or not. It isn't.
Okay.
Shoot the rune goal.
So do 8 and he's dead. I think it's very difficult for you to do 8, but
It is indeed extremely difficult.
I'll get 1 damage on him at the very least.
There isn't a double damage on it.
Can't kill him.
Yeah.
So
The best you can get is a damage.
Single dice reroll.
one for having an incomplete round.
Yep. Exact same.
Reroll
Precise
one for
reroll
precise.
for being a unit of elves, and then I reroll
for
a card.
I don't think you need this many rerolls normally.
Pop it. So my surge.
Okay.
Do I need the movement?
So
Oh,
3-1 came out.
Okay. I'm gonna put a stun token on him.
Okay.
No, in fact, It's not a surge to do that.
It's actually really
It's a,
important wound. It
I
does
refreshed it with
mean
the
that if Alana ever just touches him, a lethal mortal
so I'm
wound is
going to
just
put a
going to
stun
kill
token on him. I'm
him
going to
straight
search
up.
for movement.
Okay. Alright, other shooting.
And then the shooting.
The connects in front of me. They have to die.
If they don't, I'll be very surprised.
Reroll. Reroll again.
Infinite rerolls.
Come on, one more.
1, 2, 3. That's what I needed.
Okay, so that's
Should have one or what?
8 damage?
No,
Or sorry, 6 damage.
6 damage.
So,
Kills 3 of them.
which trait would you like to be alive?
Oh, sorry. That one gets spent to do that. So I will keep this tray alive. Then I'm going to
And then I'm going to shift into contact with him.
spend that
Because
to
it
give
can't be used to disengage,
no
but it
modifier.
can be
Okay.
used.
Assert
It doesn't say it can't be used to engage.
And obviously I'm just going to slide into contact with him.
Okay.
So what I did wrong here is obviously I don't shuffle up to him. I
Alright.
should have actually moved along to be ranked
So
up
that's
next to
25,
him.
so that's everyone for you, right?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. 6, so a 4 and then a 2.
Oh no. Leave him alone. You're a bad man.
I'm not sure who'll actually hit first here.
And Lord
Especially that.
Hawthorne
Oh yeah, that was going to be way off anyway.
slams into my unit of archers.
And then
Is going to be the start of a bad day for them.
I guess I have to square up to here because I can't get in on that one.
I'm good for up here.
I could, couldn't I? And then I get 1 panic for that. And then these guys shift 1. And then they will fire rune, which actually works this turn.
So, token here.
Mhm.
I know I was going to take it, so I thought I might as well make
But
you.
even with this one, I'm still going to be in range of his wind rune, and I'm going to get absolutely
So
exploded.
up to 8 on this, I'm lucky. So 4 damage.
Right, which tray?
Let's
Oh,
go
dead.
for this one here. Okay.
Yeah.
And this guy is also 1. And you want to spend that to cancel my modifier?
But after much deliberation,
It's not to there, and
so this one's a curious one now, because Aaron
like
rotates. We'll see his turn. I'll not spoil the surprise.
And that's everyone. So and there's no end of round effects, I believe.
Inspiration token.
So into turn 6.
Again, I don't think they'll ever.
Yeah.
Alright.
Pretty standard. Okay. So I have the initiative this time. So 2s?
Any for you?
No.
Okay. Is it 2?
Hawthorne
So-
hacks me up.
Him in the face. He's
I will. Oh, so that's him.
Oh, sorry. And yeah, if you spend that to get rid of that.
Luckily, he's not
Yep.
massively scary when you build him so defensively.
For
As
2
long
damage
as you don't hit him.
off the back, and then 1 panic.
She receives 1 immobilized token.
Okay. Not that you'll be moving anytime soon, but
Well, you say that.
well, they do. I guess they have their shift. Like you can't disengage with that one, can you?
Oh, the immobilized token there is
It's not like a
Going
lot
to
of them
be
specify you can't disengage
problematic.
with that with shift.
Oh, that's from a shoot attack.
Oh, it's okay.
And it can't be used to disengage.
Or is
Okay.
it?
That's what I thought.
Sorry. So that was 2,
Yeah.
3s.
Any for you?
Yeah.
So
sorry.
I charge out of the terrain. And after much deliberation, we can figure out that I can get my back edge
So
touching,
he's dead because I've got a weak
and then we rotate to line up,
do
which
you have
chops
anything
him
that
up because
seriously
I had an
help?
immortal wound.
No, just more damage.
Okay. Sounds good. So 3. attack there.
Yep. This is the one that I need to roll badly on. Twice. Okay.
Well, I get
It's only
only
3.
Yeah, so we'll do.
His
you
knight
can
manages to
spend
butcher
yeah,
3 of my spearmen. Sorry, my archers.
3 and a 1. See 2.
And did you want to use this to cancel their extra armor? Do you think you can do 2 damage?
Yes, I would like to cancel the extra. I'm assuming you spend it on the one that you can spend it on.
Yes. What was that?
It was 2 panic.
Why are there so many of those?
I just I shuffled a deck, but it's the first shuffle.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. That was your 3. 4. 4's for you.
None for you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I was expecting this.
And then he's still 4 wide.
Go on, hit the table again.
I forgot about stupid trumpets. I was actually
Trumpets
counting.
is a
Does trumpets let me?
must, not a may.
Cannot.
So there's no option if I've been slowed to a speed of 1.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's
Probably isn't
me
as bad
aiming
for
towards
it.
the edge of the table.
6s, so 5s, but you're all gone, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna 6.
Well, I was counting on that because the 1. Yeah, 1
Would have been okay.
actually might have not hit you.
But you would have been off the table.
Yeah, I would have had to cheat and stay at you next turn.
So the token you. No, it's okay, I'll answer my own question.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you, yeah, you'd have to go back, I think.
So luckily,
Any other direction, you're
blowing
still
trumpets
engaged.
and pulling
I can
out
still
as your
do it
modifier
and engage.
lets you
And then
clear
use
it
a
that
command
immobilized
for
token.
disengaging.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we don't sit in combat for very long.
Times.
And then the initiative 9.
My 9.
Please be a hit. Please be a hit.
Mortal wombat.
And we do damage and kill.
There's damage.
Yeah.
I will.
Wide.
I was.
This stupid terrain.
I was.
I put that there.
I was
no, you put that.
to do. Yeah.
To redo that thing. Yeah.
Get it back.
Okay. Stupid fire room.
Okay. You get an inspiration token there.
So it's at this point where the battery is about to run out on the camera. So I'm going to basically summarise what happens for the rest of the game.
Back to your initiative.
We have a little bit of planning here. We have some discussion,
Still for these,
and basically Aaron knows that he has to kill a full unit of archers to win at this point.
I guess so.
I need to get in and stop that from happening. So we dance around with Hawthorne and that small unit of archers whilst his spearmen try and start shooting. But Alana gets into combat and kills everybody apart from the Master of the Citadel, another of the characters in the unit. And I just don't, I'm 1 wound off being able to kill everybody, no matter how I assign everything. And he swings back and does a mighty 2 wounds to me, so almost kills her off. And that's where I should have not gone for the greedy damage and just killed him to remove a red die. But ultimately, I also make the mistake of doing a melee attack in the final round at Hawthorne when I've got 4 archers left, which kills me. And yeah, that's about it.
They've killed 4.
So it finishes up with me having Alania against Hawthorne, and he's got one tray left against my 2 or 3 trays of the central unit of archers. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the battle report. Sorry about the battery finishing before the end, but the next one will be better. And if you've got any comments or any tips, anything we did wrong, anything you want to see, again, I'm hoping to be able to do these and get better at doing them. But just leave some comments and subscribe to the channel if you're not already done so. Thanks for watching, everyone, and see you again soon.